If you're here for a reason. And that's because you've likely either ordered or you are thinking about getting an ALIF Ensemble E8 development kit. So in this tutorial, I will be showing you an AI-driven example, which is a smart camera that takes a live video feed and runs an image classification model to identify what the scene it's seeing is. That's then piggybacked by a keyword spotting model that will deactivate and activate image classification using the words stop and go. So by the end of the video, the aim is that you will have successfully flashed this AI program running locally onto the actual ALIF E8 board. So for the purposes of this tutorial, I will be using Ubuntu 22.04, and this is a software version that ALIF supports. If you're using an operating system such as Windows or macOS, please refer to their official documentation for how to proceed. But for this tutorial, step one is to install ALIF's security tools. And the way you do that is you first go to your browser and you find the ALIF website. As you can see, I've already done that. Underneath the support tab, underneath evaluation kits, you can find a landing page to all of their evaluation kits. And the one that we're interested in is the E8. So if we click on that, this will take us to a landing page with a host of information for the E8 development kit. And right here in the middle is the ALIF security toolkit. So make sure you download a version that is relevant to you. For this tutorial, we will be downloading the Linux version. This webpage also includes other information such as a quick start guide, bill of materials, schematics, and application notes for your own use in case you need them. Once SCTools is downloaded, open the archive and extract the folder inside to your home directory. SCTools provides a list of functions that lets you flash firmware as well as perform maintenance on your ALIF Ensemble E8 board. But we'll come back to this a little bit later in the tutorial once we actually begin to flash our AI models to the board. In order to access the repositories we'll require later, as well as run any git bash commands, we'll need to install git. And on Ubuntu, this is very simple. You just need to run the command sudo apt install git. Now at this point, if you would like to set up a VS Code SimSys design environment for your Ensemble E8, we actually have an existing tutorial on ipXchange channels showcasing how you can do this on last generation's Ensemble E8 development board, and the steps are pretty much identical. For the purposes of this tutorial though, which will be loading machine learning examples onto the E8, we will not need to install VS Code. Now, as well as Git, there's also a host of other dependencies that you'll need to install to get your environment set up. And you can find this at a publicly available GitHub repository supplied by ALIF. So as you can see, I will paste in the link, which will be in the top bar. And on this GitHub repository page, there will be another hyperlink to a document for their embedded evaluation kit examples. And this document contains all the steps that we'll be following in this video, and it also contains a list of dependencies, as you can see on screen here. And we will now go and install these dependencies. Now you should have installed most of your dependencies, but there's one that I want to walk you through, and that's the installation of the compiler that we're going to use to compile our AI model binaries. Now there's two options we can use here, as you can see on screen. There's either the ARM Clang compiler or the ARM GNU GCC compiler. And for this tutorial, we're going to be using the former because it doesn't require an ARM Clang license. Now we need a very specific version of this compiler, which is 12.3. And so if you navigate to the website through the link in the document, you can find the download page where you can access this file. And now if you scroll down specifically to 12.3, what we're looking for is for an x86 64 Linux hosted systems, because we are on Ubuntu, we're looking for the bare metal target. And so that is this file here at the top. So we can just click and download that. Once the ARM GCC compiler has successfully downloaded, you can find it in your downloads folder here. The next step is to extract the archive into a specific directory, which is user local bin. You also need to add it to your path once it's successfully extracted, and then you might need to log out and log back in to make sure those changes have stuck. By this point, all of the required dependencies should be installed, and we can actually get to building the end use case applications. So what I'm going to show you is the setup you need to do for all AI or machine learning use cases. And it starts by cloning ALIF's ML Embedded Evaluation Kit repository to your host machine. So I'm going to do this to the home directory, but there's no reason you cannot pick any other directory. Once that's done, we then need to initialize and update any of the submodules. So first, we need to enter the folder that we've just created and simply run the git submodule update command. And this command might take a few minutes to run. Once all of the required submodules have updated, we finally need to download and set up the required AI resources. ALIF provides just a very simple command to do that. We can copy and paste into our terminal to take care of it for us. And again, this command might take several minutes to carry out. Awesome. So now you have your general environment set up for building AI models. We can now actually compile the binaries that we need for our demonstration. And so at the beginning of this video, I talked about the demonstration we'd be running, which is a keyword spotting model and an image classifier model running at the same time. Now the keyword spotting model is going to be running on the ARM Cortex M55 high efficiency core, while the image classifier model will be running on the high performance core. So I'm going to show you how to compile the high efficiency core first, and that's the keyword spotting model. So the first thing you have to do is to create a directory for the high efficiency core models. That's very simply done. And then you have to configure the build using CMake. Now the code provided in the repository is for the AppKit E7, and it also uses ARM Clang. So we have to change a few lines in this code to make sure it works. So if I copy and paste that, the lines we have to change AppKit E7 to DevKit E8, so I will do so right now. We also need to change bare metal armclang.cmake to bare metal gcc.cmake. Finally, since we're running this code in the build HE directory, we just need to remove this space behind the two dots. And that code should take just a few minutes to run. Once the build is complete, there's only one extra action we have to do, which is to build the project. And that's very simple. And again, this line of code may take a few minutes to run. After this command has executed, your keyword spotting model has been built. But before we do anything with the binary, we need to do the same for the image classification model for the M55 high efficiency core. And the process to do this is pretty much identical with the same changes that we're going to make when building the environment using CMake, and one name tweak in the final comment when we actually build the binary. Now that both your binaries are built, we need to extract them to SE tools to then flash onto the board. So first, for the keyword spotting model, you will find this inside the GitHub repository you cloned earlier, inside build.he, inside bin. And at this point, you can either convert the existing AXF file, or inside sectors, ALIF KWS, you can find an MRAN binary to then extract. Now we need to rename this MRAN binary. So what we need to name this to ethos u ALIF image, not image, KWS bin. Now you can actually name this any name you want, but we will be using this because that is what the step-by-step guide uses when we later create a JSON file. And now we need to drag this file to the correct directory in SE tools. So if we remember, we installed SE tools earlier, and that is app release exec Linux. So if we open this folder and we go inside build images, there are some actual examples of pre-existing binaries, and we need to drag our keyword spotting binary into this directory. And now, in a similar fashion, I'm going to do the same for the image classification model. So we go all the way back to the embedded evaluation kit home directory, and now we go inside build HP bin, And again, we have the AXF file that you could convert yourself, or inside sectors, ALIF image class, we have another mran binary file. Now we're going to rename this one to ethos u ALIF image class, which is what we almost accidentally named our keyword spotting model. And now we're going to drag this to the same folder. At this point, we are one step away from flashing the models onto the board. So what we need to do is to create an application table of contents, or ATOC file, so that SC Tools knows how and where to place our models on the E8 Fusion processor. The way we do this is if we go back out to the build directory and into the config directory. As you can see, there are some examples of existing configuration files, and we need to create a new JSON configuration file with our new models. Now, the document provides an example of how to build the keyword spotting model and the image classification models separately. However, for the sake of time, I'm going to do both at the same time. So if we scroll down, we can find the correct text that we need to create a config file in here on the left. And so to do this is very simple in Linux. Once you've saved the config file, you are now ready to flash the binaries onto the board. With everything else complete, you are now ready to connect your E8 development board to the host computer. And there's a few things that you should take note of while you do this. The first, if we flip the board over, is to only connect via the program USB-C port. Now, while you can use the MCU USB port when powering the board, since both ports will power the MCU inside the E8 development kit, only the top port enables UART serial communication with the host computer. Also, if we flip the board over, we can see two switches. There's an enable switch and there's a UART switch. We need to make sure the enable switch is switched to the left, otherwise we then can't communicate with the board. And we also need to ensure the UART switch is also fully to the left under the SE label to enable communication with SE tools. And with all of those taken care of, we should be able to now connect it to the host computer. Now that your board is connected to your host computer, I can run you through some of the features of ALIF's security tools. So returning back to the home directory of SE Tools, which is app release exec Linux, there are several executable files that you can run to perform various operations on your ALIF Ensemble E8 board. The first thing you should do when you plug your board into a new host computer is to ensure all of the onboard firmware is up to date. The way we do this is running the update system package executable file. So opening a terminal window, you can simply type in update system package, and when you first run this command, it will ask what serial port your board is connected to. I can demonstrate this using an extra parameter. Running this command will display all of the available serial ports on your host device, and you need to find the one that's relevant to your ALIF Ensemble board. In my case, that is the bottom one here. Running this command will ensure all of the onboard firmware on your board is up to date. Now, another very important function of SE Tools is the maintenance executable. So running this command in the same terminal window will give us a list of different functions that we can run on our board, including finding out more information about the board itself, what's currently stored in MRAM, as well as a few utilities, which I can demonstrate, such as getting metrics, getting the error correcting code key, and more. But now, back to the reason that you're even watching this video. We want to flash our AI models onto the ALIF E8 board. Well, the first thing we need to do is to generate the package image, which will then be transferred into the MRAM on board the E8 processor. To do this, we need to call upon the app-gen-toc function. Now, this function generates a table of contents binary file using the configuration JSON that we created earlier. We need to use the F parameter, standing for file, to designate exactly where we created this configuration JSON. After this command has run, the last thing we need to do is flash the binary to the board. To do this, we need to use the app-write-mram function. And this function writes the program into the onboard MRAM on the E8. Now, this command might take a few minutes. At this point, our program is now flashed onto the onboard memory on the E8 board. So the last thing we need to do is to test whether it works. So I need to attach a display to this board. Now, ALIF have kindly provided me with an external display to plug in to the two ribbon connectors on the right of the board below. So if I quickly disconnect this board from power, I can then take the external display and plug it in. Now, The ribbon cable of note that we need to connect is this black one down here, as the top one concerns the overlay touchscreen, which is not part of the program. Now plugging the board back in, we should see a successful fire up of the program that we flashed. And as you can see, there is a display popping up on our external monitor. Just in case this program doesn't work first time, you can press the reset button to start from the beginning. Now you might be wondering, hang on, but why is the image classifier display black? Well, that's because the camera is actually on the back side of this board. If I then lift up this whole assembly, we can see a display using the onboard camera. We have a more wide angle shot of the workbench that we have here at IPX Studios. So at the minute, the program is running, but the image classifier is not. But we do see a live feed of everything that the camera sees on the back side of this board. To begin this image classification program, I need to use the keyword spotting model. And the way I do that is by saying the word go. And as you can see, the image classifier correctly identifies that there is a laptop on display. And in fact, this is the same laptop we've been using for the tutorial. I can then say the word stop, and the image classification stops functioning. And I can restart it with the word go. Here, we can do the same process on a mouse. So lining up the viewfinder, go. The program correctly identifies most of the time that this is in fact a mouse. So this has been a whistle-stop tour of how to go from unboxing to a design environment to flashing an example machine learning driven program onto your board. Now look, obviously an end user product doesn't involve holding up a development kit and a display, but this serves as a strong platform to begin your development using ALIF's Ensemble E8 Fusion processors. The example I've shown you is using ALIF's pre-trained models, but it's also possible to flash a generic PyTorch inference runner onto the board for your own use cases. Stay tuned, as we're planning on doing more videos, including how to train and deploy a custom model onto the E8 Ensemble development kit. If you are confused or have questions at any step of this process, feel free to reach out to us at ipXchange here in the comments below or on our website. It's a pretty involved process, so we'd be more than happy to fill in any gaps. If you're interested in evaluating ALIF's E8 Ensemble board or any of their other development kits, there will be links in the description below to find out more. And lastly, as always, stay disruptive.